I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it alone. Here we go. Soccer and Emil Smith Rowe. Welcome back, peeps. You know I'm feeling and I can't wait. I'm buzzing to eat some Anfield fish alive. Let's go, baby. Let's go. How's it going, peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Not gonna lie, once somebody takes everything away from you for 1 week, or Eskom rather in that case, you miss it and you miss it so much and you come back rejuvenated. But good evening to the peeps. Welcome to the channel. You know what to do. Like the thing, share the thing, subscribe to the thing. Look, before we even start the show, I want to say a big thank you to all of you guys. We've reached our milestone number 200 subscribers. So thank you to all of you for liking, subbing, and always giving us constant support. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is today. So I can only thank you guys. Continue spreading the word out there and giving love to the fellas. But without further ado, let's start this. Allow me to bring on I've got a stellar cast tonight ready to rate this season. A lot of different contrasting emotions. We've got a guy that has appeared out of nowhere again. He's been on here a couple of months ago. He's back. And we've even got a special guest who always, very seldom jumps on, but when it does, you know it's going to be an awesome show. So let me bring on my first regular man like Mr. Stevie G. Beaster, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, and you, David D?
I'm good, my guy. I'm good. You know what? That's so good to see you. I must say, admit, I missed you, honestly.
Nah, likewise. The feeling is mutual. International break does that to most of us.
Yeah, true. Love it. But anyway, love for jumping on. And of course, my second regular, of course, the man with the biggest smile, wearing his Paul Scholes, honoring that legend with the toe breath tonight. But never mind. It's about what he did on the pitch that matters most. Welcome, Penny B, the man with the biggest smile. How are you, my bro?
Good evening, but I'm good. Always great to be here. It's a bit sad that the international break is done. But yeah, we move.
We move. And of course, the man who's now hasn't come on in a while, but he comes back. How conveniently when his team is on top of the table. Master P, welcome back, my brother. How are you, my guy?
Hey, man, I'm all right. And you guys, miss you guys, man. Good to be back.
It's good. We must
As
do as
Brad.
well. Big up to Brad in the comment. This is Brad's probably Brad's last week as a single man. Let's big him up. He's getting married soon. So always
Still enough time to say no, but there's still enough time to say no.
Yeah.
The man hasn't spoken to me since his bachelor party over the weekend. So I don't know. It must have been a mezzo, but I hope he's recovering well. Love for joining in. Big ups Isidore as well. We'll see Isidore on Thursday. We're gonna be doing a Liverpool and Arsenal preview. But of course, we have our special guest tonight, the man who is blowing bubbles, Mr. Chace Brand. Welcome back, my brother. How are you?
To quote Rock the Dwayne Johnson, finally, Chace has come back to Devi D TV.
You look like Betty's cup. You look like Betty's cup.
I must touch.
How are you doing though, Chace?
I forgot what it's like to cry. I forgot what it's like to frown. It's just rainbows, unicorns, and bubbles for me, brother. Good times already.
I can imagine. There's a lot of smiling faces around here tonight. But welcome back. It's awesome to have you on the show. You know what, gents? Let's get they have Brad already coming out. Let's get straight into it. So what we're gonna do is, all of you know, I've asked you guys to collect a piece of paper and a cookie, of course. So what we'll do is I'll go around by each and every one of you and give me your assessment. Of course, firstly we'll start with Chelsea because they are the log leaders, and then afterwards, once we've all discussed that specific team, we write on the page what we've rated that season thus far, given your obvious opinion. So, of course, Pascal.
Sorry, Dev. I thought we were going to draw our favorite footballer.
My guy, I don't have those skills, right?
I thought we were playing Pictionary.
I don't have those skills, my man. I don't have those skills. I might put Aubameyang to shame. But, Pascal, let's get into it. Let's start with you. Your team is top. Give me your assessment of what you've seen thus far, my brother.
Well, once again, thanks for having me. It's good to be back, gents. Miss you guys. Miss the football as well. Before I get into Chelsea, the obvious highlight of the show. I want to give a shout out to Chace, my man. Look, good doing business with you, my man. You know what I mean? You guys kept us 3 points at the top of the league, so I can't ignore you on this platform. You know what I mean? Well done. Keep up, keep up the good work. keep doing the Lord's work for us. You know what I mean? We need that title back at the bridge, my man. So big shout out to you. But now to get back to Davy's question. Look, obviously, if you remember at the beginning of the season, we all had our picks of who was going to win the title. And you guys called me modest for going with Man City, and I had my own reasons for it. So just looking at this Chelsea team now, being top of the league, I think, obviously it's a good start. I know it's early days, no need to get carried away. Anything can happen at any time, and it's only a 3-point gap. But if you guys had told me that would be 10, 11 games in and Chelsea would be at top of the league, I'll take it, even if it's by 1 point. You know what I mean? So, so far, so good. I'm disappointed with the whole, obviously, center forward issue that we have, with Lukaku, because he was brought in to seal the deal, obviously. You know what I mean? So that's the only disappointing bit. But otherwise, I think we've done well. Conceded 4 goals. I mean, what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? They're solid at the back, and I think that back line is what's keeping us in this title race. So I'm happy with that.
Look, fair enough. I agree with. Look, what is the old saying? I know it's a cliche that goes, and when they say attack wins your games, but defense wins your titles.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you, are you concerned about Rom's goals? But counter that again coupled with the fact that you guys have scored 25 goals this season, man, over 17 different goal scorers. So really, it shouldn't be a problem then.
No, but you know how it is, David D. If you're gonna win the title, you need an out center forward. You know what I mean? Who bang in at least 18 to 20 goals. And I'm not to say that Lukaku won't be able to do that, but obviously it's a bit of a concern to see, the dry spell coming up, and obviously the injury that he had.
He was injured, wasn't he? He's been out injured.
Yeah.
I think when last did he play?
Sure.
But from the results, you won't say 4 weeks ago. Four games ago. But you won't say
that's 4 games ago. Yeah. Obviously started out as a house on fire, scored 3 in 3, but then at the end of the day, obviously slowed down a bit, due to the injuries as well. But at the end of the day, if we're gonna win the title, my man, we need him to catch up and to start scoring goals again on a consistent level. You know what I mean? So you can't really. I'm looking at the Chelsea top scorers. You've got Reece James on 4, Mason Mount and Chio on 3, together with Lukaku, and then you've got Chalobah and a whole bunch of other players with 1. You can't depend on your fullbacks being your leading goal scorers. You know what I mean? And you expect to win the title. It doesn't work like that. But for now, up until it comes back. Well.
But now, I just on that. Sorry to interrupt you there, Pascal, but I just want to bring back to our previous pod that I had. I remember I was sitting in the car that day when Davey asked me the question where, is it a concern if Lukaku doesn't score or if Lukaku is the main man? And I mentioned in that pod that they play for him. If they play for him and he scores and they win the game, then fine. But if he's not there and they're still winning games, you shouldn't be concerned. My thing is, if Reece James and Chilwell is scoring, if that's your way of playing, then so be it. If Trent is our main assist and Robertson is our top assist for the season and we win the league, so be it. It doesn't mean if he does it 1 week or 2 weeks, that was the way out. That is our first option. That should be. I'm not saying Chelsea's first option should be, if Lukaku's not there, Reece James, Chilwell, Alonso to score. But if it's working for you, you just need the 3 points. So I would not be concerned as a Chelsea supporter, player, coach, whatever, if you're getting 3 points and Reece James is scoring 2 goals in a 3-0 win. That, for me, shouldn't be alarming. That's getting the goals in. Because remember, when he scores, who's backing him up? Who's there? Mason Mount is behind him. Havertz is behind him. But you don't see that because you see him celebrating. So if I'm Pascal, I wouldn't be concerned if we're winning and it's them scoring. Because like I said in that part, if Lukaku isn't there and you are still winning games, then there should be no concern. But I hear you. It is quite concerning that you are getting goals, but not from who you would expect. Ziyech, Havertz, Werner, you have the players to score, but you are still getting the 3 points. And like you say, they're not going to win you the title with him scoring, but Lukaku's not going to be out for the whole season either. So
Yeah, no, that's
when
true.
Lukaku is not there, so if Lukaku's not there and you get the 3 points, good. Lukaku's back, so you go on normal. Now it's normal business now with Lukaku back.
Yeah, we'll see how he fits in when he's back, But at the end of the day, I'm just looking at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Obviously, the trophy is what matters the most, and I don't know whether we can sustain getting these goals from all different type of players that aren't all that gonna be consistent the whole season. You know what I mean? I don't see Reece James or Chilwell scoring 16 to 20 goals, the whole season. I just don't see it coming. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a bit concerned, because that man was brought in with that fee to deliver the goods. So we'll see what happens. I think he might play over the weekend. We'll see whether it trends up or not.
Okay, fair enough. Are we ready to write the Chelsea season?
I am.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. You write your number on the page here.
Is it out of what? 15, 20?
Out of 10. Out of 10.
Okay, 8 out of 100.
I'm also going with 8. Don't judge my cock 8 now.
My bro, what is that? 2 tits. Because that's 9. No, Pascal, you're rating your own team the lowest. Like literally.
Yeah. No, simply because why, Benny? Simply because we got bailed out like by West Ham. You know what I mean? Like if it's not for West Ham, we're 1 point ahead. And I just don't buy into the fact that you need a team like Liverpool that close to you. You know what I mean, in the title race. So that's why I rate them at least a 7, because that performance against Burnley was terrible, bro. Like they just didn't show up for it. Yeah.
Pascal, in your response to your comment, if you won all your games, you would still not be that far off from number 2 and number 3. Even if you won all your games. That's why I'm giving them a 9. Because West Ham, Brighton, Liverpool, everyone had the chances to go closer to you. But if Chelsea won all their games and the results stayed the way it was, you would not be more than 5 points clear of the league. That's why I would even give them a 10 out of 10 performance if they won all the games. But I don't see the gap being that far had they won all the games. So that's the only reason. There's not much they could have done better. If you look at the games they lost, there's one, or the games they drew, there's one game that they should have cleared out. The Liverpool game, I don't count. I don't see them having to win that game. The 1 point for them was perfect.
That was more than enough, yeah.
So other than that, I don't see Chelsea doing as much mistakes compared to the other teams. If you look at Spurs starting the season, 4 games being top and then going downhill. Liverpool making amends, coming in there. United coming in when Ronaldo came. 2 big games. Newcastle and the one after that. Then after that, dipping. Chelsea didn't do that. I expected that when Lukaku went out injured and they got better. They won 7-0 the next game after Lukaku was out.
Exactly.
Which for me is showing me that is champion. That's what the champion team does. If your best or your top scoring player is out and you win 7-0 the next game in the Premier League, I don't care who you play. If it's in the Premier League, big ups to you. Because Lukaku is the main man. They broke the bank for Lukaku to come in. And without him, they did that.
Yeah, but the top can still come. The top can still come.
Yeah, that's my question.
We're rating it this far.
That's far, yes.
That's why I'm giving.
Fair enough.
9.
I want to come on to the team who I think, Chace, I know you said last year, being in Europe, it's a double-edged sword, and given the squad that you've got, but my man, you've beaten Leicester, you've beaten Liverpool, you've beaten Man City, you've beaten Spurs. I could carry on, my man. Give me your assessment of it, because I am loving what I'm seeing from David Moyes, and you buzzing just as much, I can imagine. Give me your assessment of what you've seen thus far.
Awesome. No, Dev, as a West Ham fan, I've never had it this good. Honestly, I'm still coming to terms. I'm still overwhelmed every week. I'm smiling all the time. I go to the petrol station. The guys at at Engine think I'm trying to pick them up or something. I'm just smiling at everyone. And then they see the small tip I give them, and they understand. But it's like it's out of this world. I'll put it this way: since Moyes arrived at the club in the summer of our summer, their winter, in January 2020. Pellegrini got the sack. We brought Moyes in. Since Moyes arrived at West Ham, the trend has been upwards. Moyes' first goal: don't get relegated. And he got to survive. And West Ham survived that season. The following season, well, I wasn't in the boardroom that day. I had something else to do. But I'm pretty sure the target was mid-season. Don't go down. Keep the ship steady. What did Moyes do? He got us into the Europa League, 3 points behind Chelsea. 2 points behind Chelsea.
But in league that day.
Is that? It's true, Benny. It's true. But let that sink in. Moyes' first season. He's there for 6 months. He keeps us safe. The following year, completely annihilating any expectations, getting us into Europe, 2 points behind Chelsea. That's unheard of. And now we're in Europe. Now we have the Thursday, Sunday. And you know what? Everyone complains about it. They always moan about the Europa League and the fixture computer. But West Ham, David Moyes, it's a walk in the park. Well, it's not a walk in the park.
You're romping it in Europe.
We're romping it. It's unbelievable.
And you guys have the team to go on to win it, eh? You guys see, okay, the teams of the Champions League is not there yet, so we don't know how the Europa League is going to pan out. But the squad that West Ham has this season has enough quality to go on to win it.
Exactly.
In this West Ham can be favorites for the Europa.
No, 100%. Look, the only trophy I've seen West Ham lift in my life is the playoff trophy from the first division, from the Championship. But look at our run in the cup, in the League Cup. We knocked out Man United. We knocked out Man City. We got that joke from North London Tottenham coming up in the next round. Well, I'm a bit frightened now because now they got Conte, but it's still the same sack of boring players. I'm sure we can touch wood. I'm setting myself up for failure right now, but I think this is the best season West Ham have to possibly win a cup, and I'd love that. As you said earlier, it's going to be a contrasting show, Dev, but I have no negative words to say about West Ham right now. It's the most exciting I've ever been in my football watching career. I've been watching Premier League since 96, 97, since Wimbledon were there. That's ages ago. And where do I start? Look at the squad depth. Vladimir Soufal at right back. Thomas Soufel's friend, Soucek's friend. Everyone's raving about the checkmates at West Ham. Well, he's been injured. Is it a problem? No, it's not. Why? Because young Ben Johnson from the academy is keeping him out the team. And he's scoring goals. Ben Johnson scored a goal the other day, and that goal meant that every outfield player has now scored. There's nothing to complain about. I could go on all freaking day long. Look at our back three behind Antonio. Ben Rama, Fornals, and Jared Bowen. I guarantee you, all of you would love one of them at least at your club. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'll take two.
Ben Rama.
I take Ben Rama.
And I'd love Fornals. I love all three.
No, thank you for
I love all three.
Exactly. I'm not going to lie.
Mister, don't lie.
I was very anti Fornals a few seasons ago, and it's just.
It's the way he played against Liverpool.
The way everyone played against Liverpool. It was amazing. Fornals, again, that is testimony to what David Moyes has done. Look at Aaron Cresswell. He was a big Sam Allardyce signing in 2014. He's one of the oldest players in the squad. The dude is getting assists.
I was always a lover of him.
It's like what Moyes does. He takes a player, he improves him. The squad is improving tenfold, and it's unbelievable. What a time to be alive. I'm enjoying it.
I love
got
it.
a little note here. Another thing we've got there.
I have two questions that I want to answer. I don't know if the rest of them, Beaster, Benny, and Pascal have questions for you. I've got two, but go ahead. You did say you prepared something for me, so go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure if I get through this double-sided A.
Take your time with it. Take your time. Get it. Don't worry.
But as we're speaking about injuries now with Soufal out and young Ben Johnson taking his place, Ogbonna, I think, got injured against Liverpool. And he's been quite the solid rock foundation at the back in our defence. But Craig Dawson, Issa Diop, There's coverage for them, and they've been playing in the cup games in Europe. So even though Ogbonna is injured with an ACL injury, which will probably take him out for the whole season, I'm not even worried because the cover we have for those positions, I'm comfortable with the guys. So yes, it sucks that he's injured, but hey, I'm sure he'll be fine in that position. And we just got now a new investor in the squad, Daniel Krasinski.
That was my question I was going to ask you. That was one of the questions I was
The
going
Czech
to ask you.
businessman.
A Czech business. This man is a Czech business tycoon. I did some research, and I got my people to look into his people. And this guy, wow!
Come on, man.
Yeah, he has shares in. Daniel Krasinski is a Czech businessman. He has shares in Sainsbury's, which is pretty much England's Woolworths. Shares in Foot Locker, which does all the sporting gear and the fashion and whatnot. He has an energy company that does renewable energy, coal energy, all that malarkey. Eskom, hello. We can relate hard there. Yeah. He's got a media company. He owns a newspaper. He's got like a news network. And he owns that other team, Slavia Prague in Czech Republic. So he is so connected. So right now it's a 27% input to the share. So he's still got Gold, Sullivan and Brady, which the fans are very anti. But right now, to their credit, they got Moyes back in the job, and Moyes is delivering. So it looks like the owners have been doing something right. Exactly, and they're listening to Moyes, because I think Moyes pretty much said, listen, stop running your mouth, stop embarrassing the club. Moyes is at the wheel, and things are going well. But with this new bloke, Daniel Krasinski, 27% now, with the option to take over pretty much in a few years' time. And here's the thing. I wouldn't change much with West Ham. Give us all the money in the world. We don't need to buy Haaland. We don't need to buy Neymar or Mbappe. I don't even want this place at the club. I know every football fan wants the best, but that's what FIFA is for. West Ham is working right now. David Moyes has players working for one goal, or hopefully more than one goal. I'll take 5 goals. But he's got the players working for a goal, and it's incredible. Why would you waste money on a big player when it's working right now? We are third. If you told me after 11 games West Ham will be third, I would have taken you to the funny farm, because this is ridiculous. And it's working. And we're playing in Europe.
Go ahead, Pascal, go ahead.
I've got a question for Chace. So obviously, I don't think anybody on this panel saw West Ham being in this position right now. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. I didn't see it. So now that you're in this position, now that we've seen what David Moyes is capable of, what would you say are your realistic expectations this season?
Very good question. I was going to ask that.
Europe next year.
Here's the thing. Previous season, we finished 2 points behind you, like Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that's not too far. And I think also towards the tail end of last season, Antonio and Declan Rice both had quite key injuries out for a while. So who's to say? I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but who's to say if they were fit? I mean, if is the longest word in football, you can never say that. But let's just say Antonio and Rice never got injured towards the tail end of last season. That's 2 points. Easily could have been made up somewhere else.
Exactly.
So I think this season, I'd love a cup run. We're doing well in the cups. I'd love a cup run. Look, I'm not expecting us to win it, but just there or thereabout, I'd be impressed. I think I'd love it. I mean, if we do lift any silverware, I'd be grateful for that. So I think Europa League again, or who says we can't get the Champions League? The season's a quarter way done, and we're third. A quarter way done, and we are third. So it's not impossible. And if provided injuries and maybe some more investment with our new friend from Czech Republic, who says we can't get a few players, some cover for Antonio? That's the only position West Ham are shy up front. Antonio gets injured, then there's not really another striker to take his place. However, having said that, the goals are coming through all over the squad. So pretty similar with Lukaku. You know, it's Chelsea, similar to Chelsea. The goals are coming from all over the show. But I'd like some cover for Antonio, heaven forbid something does happen to him. But I don't want to see major signings at West Ham.
I feel Antonio's impact is way bigger.
You was like
Antonio's impact at West Ham is way more. He's more influential than Lukaku at Chelsea, because you can see when Antonio's not playing in that West Ham.
They must.
You can see when he's back as well. Antonio is brilliant in that West Ham team. He has them clicking. He's the one that puts in that hard work right up front. He's a nightmare for defenders.
No, he's excellent. And here's the funny thing, not to contradict you, Benny, but against Genk, I think 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, whenever we played Genk in the Europa League, Rice was on the bench, Antonio was on the bench, and we clapped him 3-1 or 3-0, I think. So it's a funny one, you'd think, but just the presence Antonio provides. He's very physical. He's built like a professional wrestler. He's huge. He's a muscle man.
You gave him Dijk all the time.
Exactly. If it wasn't for Van Dijk, back to that, as we say Van Dijk, if it wasn't for Van Dijk, and I think Stevie G, you can back me up on this. You have to be very honest now, and not wear rose-tinted glasses. But West Ham could have had a cricket score if it wasn't for Van Dijk.
They could have had more. Van Dijk was brilliant in that game.
He saved them so many times. So yeah, I'm sure I'm delighted we beat Liverpool. Gosh, that was amazing. But it could have been more. But yes, as I said, the games are coming along. We are winning. Even if West Ham concede, I'm not even that bothered because I've seen other teams.
And you know what, Chase, you guys have made that London Stadium a tough place to go, bruh.
Exactly. That's the thing.
You've made it almost like a fortress type of thing. Because even United were lucky to get away with it. With that victory.
Penalty.
That's a funny one.
Noble. It's a noble.
I'd love to get there right now. So on the London Stadium, West Ham fans always it's been very controversial. For some reason, they were in love with Upton Park. Understandable, because the fans were right on top of the action. It was nice.
It was right there.
It was. It even looked like a fortress with those two towers on the outside. So that was very cool. However, the London Stadium, there were some teething problems. It took a while for it to get used to. But with good football, it's got to come the vibe. And Moyes has us playing good football. The team is delivering on the pitch, and that's translating into the fans. And now the fans are just singing constantly. There's a vibe. As we say in Cape Town, there's a lekker gees going on there. And it's a vibe right now. And that's incredible.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Back to the Sunday-Thursday dilemma. West Ham only lost twice this season. One was against Man United with that Mark Noble coming on. I don't know who wrote that script. That was a Vince McMahon, Ric Flair moment. Bringing on
David Moyes has on Noble in his fantasy team. That's why.
I even tweeted it. You can even check as my handle is on the screen now. I said, do not bring on Noble to take this penalty kick. This is not the NFL. We don't need to bring on a player for a thing. And then he missed it. So that was the one loss we had. And the second loss was against Brentford, who scored with their last kick of the game. It was literally like the 96th minute, and Brentford won it 2-1. So other than that, it's been sunshine and unicorns and bubbles. It's amazing.
Bubbles. The bubbles.
Are we going to rate West Ham? Or if anyone written the numbers down?
Yeah.
It's the same.
Sticking with
Stevie
the same.
G,
I'm
9 out
going
of
as
10.
well with it. Are you happy with that 9, Benny?
Mine's 8. There's a very nice 9. There's a very nice 9.
Thank you, kind
Pascal,
sir.
that's a P for Pascal.
Yeah.
To Frankie. No coffee.
9 for West Ham, bruh. Yeah, you guys deserve it. Look, Moyes has done a great job, bruh. Like, if it wasn't a 10, it had to be a 9.5 or a 9 at least.
Yeah, I mean, look, like they're exceeding Chace's expectation. So he's well within his right to go with a 10. So
I'm giving them an 8 because they lost against a shitty United.
And my thing is, my rating would have been a 10 out of 10. Or it would have been, how can I say, the me justifying the 9 would have come from had you had European football or not. If you have European football and domestic football, and your team as West Ham coming up, then a 9 out of 10 is actually a perfect score. Because if it's a Leicester team that won the league, that came up after 11 games and is laying second on the log, then I would understand they're coming through, but it's very difficult. But they have one thing to focus on, whereas West Ham has, and it's not like they are dropping. Okay, they don't have fans for the next Europa League game because the fans was going all raucous in the previous game, so their fans is banned for the next game. But that's probably all the excitement. And like Chace is saying, it's unlike West Ham. We know when we started watching soccer with Paulo Di Canio and Kenny and Lampard and those players being at West Ham, we knew they had a good structure to bring up the youngsters, to have quality players, but somehow could never have a title contending side with a those good players. Those good players came up through the ranks, left to other clubs, won the league, won Champions Leagues, won FA Cups, League Cups with everyone else besides West Ham. So West Ham had the academy to do that. But now we see West Ham doing it. And like Chace said, you don't need your Mbappe's, Neymar's, Messi's, Ronaldo's. You don't need that.
Yeah.
If you have the connection that the current West Ham players have, you don't want more. The only thing is I want to see them after December in January. That plethora of fixtures that you're going to get in December and Europa League football.
Yeah.
Then, because Europa ends just before that, and then the December break comes. When that December comes in, how you come out of there will determine how you're going to end the season. Because if you can get through December and stay within the top 5, then you have all the right to win the league. And a team like Chelsea, City, Liverpool, you need to look out for. Because remember, we might think it's a bit far-fetched now for them to win the league. But look at Leicester. They also said that
Exactly.
season. But if you come January and you still 2 points away, number 1, then nothing can stop you. If you know there's only 3 months left and you're 2 points behind the leader, nothing's going to stop you, because then you're going to have Antonio Benrahma doing things that Vardy did, score 11 in a row and beat Van Nistelrooy's 10 in a row. That's the things that's going to come up, because now the momentum is with that club and everything is going to go for you. Even the VAR will be for you. And I just want them to, because these days we have VAR,
momentum,
we have
and everything comes.
Momentum goes with you.
It just comes when you least expect it. So we're all happy for West Ham at this moment, but I would like to see them stay up there up until January. Go through the December, and I would say even not focus that much on Europa League. If it means you must choose between the two, I would then rather choose domestics. Go through the domestics, and like we said, you can make Champions League. If you can't win the league, go Champions League.
Even a calling cup, even. But let's move on from West Ham. Let's come on to Liverpool. Peter, you just walked right into it perfect. I don't know. You guys might as well just run the show, man. I'm just here to ask the silly question. Give me your assessment of the season thus far. Look, I know there is European. You've qualified for your group. Of course, there is a recent blemish too with the last recent fixtures, of course. My personal opinion is Liverpool are going to come back fighting this Saturday. I expect a fight. But that's a topic for later in the week. But give me your assessment on your season thus far. And then I also want to ask you a question, which is our big debate in the group on Saturday already. But in your opinion, and Chace, you guys have a good fullback as well. I don't know what opinion they have there. They have fucking Booker T there. And I don't know, some guy eating pies every week. So I don't know about Dennis to give his input there. But of course, the main question is, look, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold that's flying. There's Cancelo. And of course, RJ Reece James flying. Who, in your opinion, is the best fullback in the Premier League right now? But first, give me your assessment of the season.
So for the way Liverpool is playing now, I wouldn't say I'm happy with it, but I wouldn't say that I'm not impressed with it, because come the beginning of the season with everyone's signings, Liverpool was not up there with the favourites to win the league. So we were never considered, we were contenders, but not as strongly as City, United, Chelsea. That was the three that should have bossed the league, or that's what everyone expected with the signings that they made. So I always said Liverpool would be up there. Yes, we won't be the one everyone's going to fear. And that is my concern for the season, because we can show you the consistent game this week, next week, the following week, then the wheels comes off. And it comes down to our own decisions that we made. The Brighton game, I feel, personally, the sub should have come earlier. We saw we lost the plot when the second half started. They took Basuma off. No manager, when he sees a team sheet, is going to take Basuma off in his starting 11 in the second half, and he's trailing Liverpool 2-0. He took Basuma off. They drew the game 2-2. That was just down to the perfect replacements that he made, and we took too long to make.
Sorry, Beaster. That was Brighton playing brilliantly, not Liverpool playing badly. We've discussed this.
No, but that's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't mean we played badly. If we made our change earlier and Thiago had that ball for 20 minutes, do you think Brighton would have ran over Liverpool? If Thiago is the one that controlled the game, I believe we bought him for that reason. If you ever play like Tony Cruz in your team, Thiago in your team, any situation, you need a goal, you need to defend 2 goals, you're going to put Thiago on. You're going to put Molnar on. You're going to.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're playing Brighton, United, Spurs, Arsenal, any team. If you need to control the game and you feel that you are losing possession too easily, you are losing the plot, you taking too long to recover the ball, put on a player like Thiago. He's going to hold up that ball, make 20 passes. It's going to come back to him. We're not going to gain much from it going forward, but we're going to control the game. That's going to take them out where they're going to miss Basuma. Now they're looking for Basuma to get this ball back, where we didn't do that. When Basuma went out, they had all the ball. So we were at chase the game. 75th minute, now we want to make a sub. Bring Thiago on. It's too late. They already had the momentum. Lallana was making runs that caused Van Dijk and Mati to run in opposite directions. And I feel it reminded me of when we didn't have Van Dijk and Alisson, where Liverpool would score goals, but we would concede. We would always concede. And that was our concern before we won the league. We would score, we'll win 5-2. We'll win 3-1. Whereas our Champions winning season, we won 3-0, 2-0, 1-0, 6-0, 7-0. Because we didn't concede, because we had that structure now. Yeah. And that's the concern I mentioned earlier in the podcast, in the previous podcast with Van Dijk. Not him as a player, but him as his positioning. His positioning has not been the Van Dijk. What's Fabian saying? Thiago couldn't hold ball against West Ham. He lost the ball too much. Okay, I wouldn't have brought up talking about the West Ham game. West Ham was, from the beginning, West Ham bossed us. In the Brighton game, we played Brighton. We outplayed them in the first half. In the second half, they came back, and that's when we lost the plot in the second half, and that's when we had to say, no more. We can't allow this. Let's make drastic changes. So back to the previous topic that I was mentioning of, what was this? Oh, the Van Dijk positioning. We conceded goals with good defenders that we had, centre-backs. But the positioning, just in that slight, I always go back to that Griezmann goal with the Atletico 3-2 week. That slight movement where Van Dijk just made the wrong choice twice, and it was 2-2. Salah scored the penalty, it was 3-2. They were down to 10 men, we won the game. And I mentioned in that pod against Jigga, when me and Jigga was arguing for the same team, but with different opinions, where I said, look, when we concede goals, look at who's at fault. Not necessarily at fault, but who could have done more. Yes, Chace said earlier, West Ham could have scored more if it wasn't for Van Dijk. Yes, that few blocks that he did, that one challenge in the box, it looked like a penalty, but it wasn't. That was a brilliant tackle. I would take nothing away from that. My thing is the three goals that we conceded. Look at the issues of the 3 goals that we conceded. Let's say Van Dijk never made those challenges. And that 3 goals we conceded, who do you blame then? That is not Van Dijk 2 seasons ago. That is not the Van Dijk we signed. And I didn't say he's piss poor. He's a waste of 75 million. I didn't say that. And Jigga misunderstood me completely, because that was not my point. My point was not saying we should never have signed him. My thing was, there's a difference in between him and him. And then he said, well, he came back from an injury. I understand he's coming back. He needs to work in. He needs to get game time and find his feet. So I said, how do you take a risk with a centre-back finding his feet? So you're rather going to concede 3 goals because your centre-back needs to find his feet. Or you're going to play a striker that needs to find his feet and not score 3 goals. I would take the striker having to find his feet and not score. But the centre-back being out of position like that, then if you need him to find his feet, then you go Ole style, play double pivot. Play Firmino, play Fabinho and Henderson holding. Play Milner and Fabinho holding if you need Van Dijk to find his feet. Because Van Dijk can show you the first 20 minutes, this is the 75 million Van Dijk. 30 minutes into the game, he can show you a long ball over the top. He can show you how he recovers the ball quickly. But then it takes 2 minutes to make the wrong choice and they score. Just that was the 3 mistakes we did. That our defensive, our set pieces that we defend is poor. Everyone knows that. West Ham knows that. And that's what they did. That was never a foul in Alisson. The referees are too strict on goalkeepers. They protect him too much. That was never a foul. It was a fair challenge game. If Alisson had the ball, I would have fully agreed with what everyone else is saying. Yeah. It's a foul because he had the ball. He never had the ball. He never contested for that ball strong enough as a goalkeeper.
And the funny thing as a goalkeeper...
Yeah, go ahead.
And the funny thing on that... it was a very early goal that West Ham scored, I think in the 2nd minute or something. And I was dreading that goal as it went in, because the last thing you want to do is upset the giant and score too early against Liverpool.
Exactly.
Come back with a vengeance. And so they're running there on the goal, and they're checking every angle. And then after that, then they want to check if it's a handball. So I was guaranteed this goal was not going to count. Just the fact of how many clauses they try to take out of their lawyer bag to prevent this goal. But thankfully, the goal stood. And but as you correctly said, the goalkeepers are very protected. And there was nothing wrong with that. So but as you were.
Debbie, you had a question.
I wanted to actually ask Benny, because they've got their own centre-back issues. Look, obviously, we know how you feel about Maguire and what's been going on there. And, of course, your goalkeeper's been keeping you in games. You said a couple of weeks ago that Beaster is spoiled. But why do you feel about it? Are they looking, is Beaster maybe overreacting too much? Look, I understand his standards that he sets for Van Dijk and the standards he sets in terms of conceding goals. So I get that fully. But how do you feel about it?
I fully understood Beaster last week, and I was right. He's right when he said that Chiga overreacted, because Chiga took it as an attack on Virgil. It was not an attack on Virgil. It was Beaster saying that, look, this guy's not the Van Dijk that we remember. But we also need to understand that the guy was out for the entire season, more or less.
Yeah.
And it's not, and even when he came back his first game, you could see, for me, it felt like this guy's not been out for 2 minutes, because the mistakes crept in slowly but surely, and it started getting bad. Now, I mean, even for the Netherlands, he wasn't as solid as he's been throughout the Van Dijk that we at least know. So maybe it's something to be concerned about, but I don't think it's crisis stations as of yet. December will show the amount of games, will show, and like your Joe Gomez is injured now. It's going to be Van Dijk, Matip, and Konate, the three of them. Will they drop Van Dijk? I highly doubt it. I don't think you would ever. It's either going to be Konate with Van Dijk, or Matip with Van Dijk, or Gomez with Van Dijk. But Van Dijk will not be dropped. So
I fully agree with you, Benny, and also what Fabian is saying. Van Dijk is not the only defender. You cannot expect him to contest those deals by himself. Yes, right. My thing is, I don't expect him to contest it by himself. But when it is his chance to contest it and he makes the wrong choice, my thing is, if Liverpool was top of the log and Van Dijk made 17 mistakes, it would not have been a concern, because those goals we conceded didn't punish us. We won the game. But now it's leading, and it's just Murphy's Law that we spoke about this. And in the very next game was West Ham. Van Dijk was not the normal Van Dijk. Yes, he made 3 good challenges that could have been 3 goals, but it's the 3 goals that we conceded that is my concern. If we concede goals against Atletico Madrid, that is my concern. The ones we concede that is meaningful to the result. I don't care if we win 7-1 and the 1 goal was an own goal by Van Dijk. That's not my issue. My issue is, when does that start biting you in the ass and you realize something is wrong? I'm not saying benching. I'm saying do something else. If you are so keen on starting Van Dijk, because I fully agree with signing Van Dijk.
He's trying to play fit, Beaster. He's trying to play fit. He's trying to play into that commanding force that won him the league. But now, remember, it's not just Van Dijk, it's Alisson as well that is making mistakes now.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Now I give you the same question. Would you rather play a centre back, find his feet, concede 3 goals, play a striker, find his feet, not score 3 goals? Who do you play? Where do you take the risk? How are you okay with risking the
fact
that...
Not at the back.
We're going to lose 3-2? Or are you going with the fact that Salah's going to score 4, we're going to concede 3, we're going to get the 3 points, eventually Van Dijk will come up there. So... Salah didn't score against West Ham. It's the first game he didn't score. It's the first game we lost.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. I hear. Yeah, just 2 comments quickly. The first is, I think I understand Beaster's concern. Obviously, I wasn't in the podcast last week when they were debating the whole Van Dijk thing. But like, my take is, let's also take into consideration that Van Dijk was, I mean, he played in a perfect a perfect game, like the whole season. You know, the one time that they won the title. You know what I mean? Like the guy did nothing wrong, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like he never put a
The
foot
season before as well, Pascal. When they ended
Exactly.
second, that season before as well.
Yeah, so the standard David D, you know, it was. I mean, that is very high. You know what I mean?
It's a high standard to
yeah, it's a high standard to set from the get go. You know what I mean? Playing for a contender. So I just think that at some point you do get the injuries, like Benny did say. You know, you get the couple of knocks here and there. They had the whole, you know, COVID thing that they had last season and as well. But like at the end of the day, I just think that he at some point there was gonna be a dip in his form, even naturally. Forget the injuries. You know what I mean? I don't think you can stay on that high standard for 3 seasons straight without making any errors, without anything like that. You know what I mean? So, and I also get what Beaster is saying is that at the end of the day, it's also those around him at the back. You know what I mean? Like he's not Superman whereby he can cover up everybody's issues there at the back, including the keeper, like Benny said. Allison's making quite a few big mistakes as well. You know, that's costing them. You know what I mean? So that's the point number one. The second point that I'll tell Beaster is the following: you guys won't win the league if you concede goals like that at home. The way you guys are giving away points at Anfield, a fortress of some sort. You know what I mean? Like especially to the smaller teams as well. If you see us, we got a draw from there, right? 1-1 with 10 men. City got something out of it as well. And then you're talking about the Brighton game as well. You know what I mean? These are games that you should, I mean, at least 2 of the 3 you should have won, especially against us as well with 10 men down. You know what I mean? So it's obvious that there's something happening in Liverpool, squad at the back, especially at home, giving away points. And that's not going to translate well if it continues. I'm not saying that it's going to continue, but obviously you can't go on like that the whole season. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you'll probably finish in the top 4 and not win the title.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough. That's why I say that I don't see us as title contenders, and no one put us up there as title contenders. But my concern is we're conceding goals like we did the season, 2 seasons before we won the league. And that for me was before we got Van Dijk and Alisson. And we're going without people even, it's your subconscious, my subconscious is seeing what's happening. So it's not as alarming as we conceding 5 sloppy goals. This is the start of getting complacent with being okay with getting goals like that. I fully agree when they say Alisson is also not up to standard. But if Van Dijk is not up to standard, Alisson is not up to standard, we can't expect Salah to score 3 goals and win 3-2. That's going to take us back 3 years how we were before we won the title. So for me, it even means Van Dijk sit on the bench and Konate and Matip start, Konate and Gomez start again. So be it. I wouldn't mind if there's a 75 million player sitting on the bench. Even means that we're going to have a better centre-back pairing. I take nothing away from Van Dijk. It was a comment there. Bradley said a 50% Van Dijk is still better than a 200% Maguire. I fully agree with that. But my thing is, Van Dijk makes perfect tackles whole game. He makes one mistake, we lose 1-0. It can happen to any defender, but you least expect it from him because he's the one that controls our backline. He brought structure to everyone. He made Matip, he made Gomez to be as confident
and
on the ball as what they are now.
He makes strength.
He makes strength.
That's why Trent was so cock last season because there was
exactly.
no Van Dijk.
Fair enough. But I want to rate the season. But look, Pascal is getting love here. Pascal, the guys are saying you were working on an album, man.
It's dropping soon, bro.
Dropping in time for Christmas. The album's dropping in time for Christmas.
Exactly, just in time for Christmas, my man.
I agree with you, Papa. I fully agree with you. We need Van Dijk's leadership. But if his leadership on the pitch means we're going to concede 2 goals, then I don't want that leadership on the field. Speak to us half time in the dressing room.
All over the pitch. I mean, there's other leaders.
Are we rating?
Indo.
Yeah, let's rate. Yo, did you read my mind?
CR7.
Yo, 7 as well. Okay.
I don't know if they have a number.
Wow. Okay.
Benny, you have a lot of time to color in and shit, you know.
I don't know. You're talking cock.
Guys, if I may ask, I want to just quickly a quick assessment. Why would you go with an 8 for Liverpool?
Before their loss against the mighty West Ham United, they haven't.
It's like England against Albania. Maguire scoring the mighty Albania.
No, but jokes aside, lads. Before Liverpool's loss against West Ham, when last did they lose? Ages ago.
Exactly. Like
Look
what
at their
over
form
20
in
games?
Exactly. Look at their form in the Champions League, turning over Atletico Madrid, who aren't a bunch of Charlies from down the road, neither. So, yes, it's frustrating that you're fourth now, but listen here, we're 11 games in. Yes, we're basing this whole rating so far. However, I don't think it's doom and gloom. They still have a shot. And it's one loss in how many? So, it's not as bad as it could be.
True. Fair enough. But now, Benny, you're drawing there on that side.
I'm done. It's very easy to draw one.
The man is living where I'm going. So there's been a lot of musical chairs going around, but hey, somebody still has a job, my man.
Brother man is a Chuck Norris of note, bro. Chuck Norris of note.
Give me your assessment, my guy. Give me your assessment.
Look,
maybe I didn't answer your question though.
What is the question?
What question is that?
Trent, Reece James, Chris.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Don't worry. No, we can come back to at the end of the show. Don't worry, we can come back to that. Don't worry. I'll keep that for fair or foul. Don't worry. I'll come back to that. Don't worry. I've got something on the screen here. So carry on, Benny.
So the 2 weeks now international break has been very interesting. I mean, we ended it with Ole, and then they told us that it's going to be Ralph Rangnick. He was trending for like 4 days. And then it was Erik ten Hag of Ajax. He was trending another 4 days. And then Brendan Rodgers bought a house in Manchester. And then from yesterday it was Zidane. But today Ole still took the training. So I have no idea what's happening. I don't think the board knows. I don't think Joel Glazer knows. I don't think Ole knows. So it's not about the result against Watford, but more about the performance. They want to give Ole all the time in the world. We all, as fans of Manchester United, as fans of Ole, wanted to give Ole all the time in the world. But it's not working for us. It's not going to work. And the sooner that they make this decision, the better, because our run of fixtures coming up now is looking better than what our run of fixtures was about, eight games ago. So our season, as far from where we expected at the beginning of the season to now, it's been totally opposite, bruh. Totally opposite. And I don't think it's going to get better, to be honest.
My question that I want to ask you, there was a protest over the weekend, but of course it was a very, to be honest with you, I, as somebody that has my own issues with the Kronkers, I think the turnout for the whole protest was crap. There was like over 300 people and people still coming out with a club shop.
It was a Glazers out protest. It was an Ole out protest.
Yeah, but
not had an Ole out protest as of yet.
Yeah, but again, my question to you is, who is the real problem? Who do you look at, the Glazers, or do you look at Ole
At the end of the day, Ole won't sack himself. Ole won't step down from the role. Ole in his mind still believes that he's the perfect person to take United to where they used to be and where we want to be as Manchester United. It's up to the board to tell him, bruh, it's beyond you. You did your best to stabilize the ship as much as you could. You left a brilliant squad. We have a brilliant playing squad. It's enough. You've done enough. Thank you for your work. We will forever be grateful. But it's time now to move on. To move on to the elite. Is that elite out there? I don't even know, bruh. So we made peace with the fact that we're not going to get rid of Ole because 5-0 to Liverpool is sacked. You don't come away from that. 2-0 to City, it's not a bad result, but the performance was worse. The performance was worse than Liverpool versus United. Bruh, it was putrid. We couldn't put 3 passes together. The way that Brother Man feels about this West Ham team is the complete opposite to the way I feel about my team right now. And only a change of manager is going to change that, because first it was Ole out, but now it's the players. The players, there's a rift in between the players. The dressing room is not as harmonious as it once was. So, yeah. That's it for
I want to ask you another thing, something which was very telling for me. is how do you feel about? Look, everyone has been saying Jadon Sancho is not getting game time. But what do you make of him being employed as a right wing back? Apparently, that's what's been coming out.
Bruh, don't fuck with me with that.
That's another
Don't
sackable
sign one of the best wingers in football for 75 million and turn the motherfucker into a defender. Why would you do that?
Henry.
Why would
Opposite
you
of
do
Henry.
that?
Henry,
The thing is, he's not playing Jadon Sancho, he's not playing Donny van de Beek, he's not playing Martial because he doesn't trust him. His job is on the line. He needs players that he can trust, that he has full trust in. He doesn't have that trust in Jadon, doesn't have that trust in Donny, needing Jesse, needing Martial, needing Dello. The team is too big, the squad is too big for Ole, who is too scared to rotate. If United were doing well, all of them would have had minutes. If United were flying, all of them would have had minutes. But at the end of the day, our crisis, the biggest crisis that we've been in since Ole's taken over, we're still 16th in the league. We are, 5 points on Liverpool of top 4. We're behind Arsenal, which makes me want to slit our fucking balls. But we're top of the Champions League still. Not too bad. Not too
Fair
bad
enough.
for the worst ever crisis.
Isidore has a question for you. Who do you blame for that goal?
They don't know. They don't know. I blame Ole. I blamed Ole from the get-go. Not Maguire, not Shaw. I blamed Ole, brah. Ole. The thing is, Luke Shaw and Maguire has come back from England in the worst of worst form. And so has Jadon Sancho, so has Rashford. He continues to play Maguire and Shaw at the back. Why? He played the 3 for what? It didn't solve a single thing. And Ole has lost it. Ole has lost the plot. We don't know how United is going to set up. They don't know. Nobody does. It's not a good thing. It's not like he's flexible. It's a man that's clearly lost his plot. It's a man that's run out of ideas. It's a man that doesn't know what to do to take this team to where it needs to be. And Ronaldo, the signing of Ronaldo, is ultimately his downfall. I've said this from the beginning. I've said it from the beginning.
I would have liked to see how United would have came out in the season without Ronaldo. What his plan was, because he had a whole break after the previous season to think of how he's going to approach the season. And Ronaldo wasn't part of that plans.
The 2 games that we started, there was a style of play. There was a pattern. We played beautiful football. We played. But Ronaldo came. His first game was they were playing Newcastle. On Euphoria. They were playing, and it was fucking Newcastle. So, but now,
before we rate it, you guys have Moyes now, and there's been a lot going around at Manchester United that certain people in the fan base feel that Moyes wasn't back. Looking up from the outside in, how do you see it? What do you think is wrong at Manchester United?
Sorry, David, before Chace answer, it's not that Moyes wasn't back. Nobody wanted to come sign for Moyes. Not that Moyes wasn't back. Moyes was told, go for Gerrard, go for Toni Kroos, go for Thiago. They didn't want to come, brah. They didn't want to play under Moyes. You could only sign for Laney because... and for what? 5 million more than what he could 2 weeks before? So... it's not that he wasn't back. Don't get you twisted.
Fair enough. Chace?
Okay. All right. So the question is on the outside looking into Manchester United. Here's the thing, and it's I don't know if it's to David Moyes' detriment or maybe it's a case on how fickle and how shallow us human beings are. But David Moyes was always perceived, looked upon as a joke previously. Yes, at Everton, he was amazing. I love that Everton team he built up with Tim Cahill and our very own Steven Pienaar.
As well.
And Arteta. I've always respected David Moyes, but in the wider community, people always look at him a bit funny. Like he's that owner of Moe's at the Simpsons pub. The Scottish dude, and I think you're fine. I'm feeling a bit for a Scottish lunch bar then, laddie.
But he was looked down upon. I agree with you, brother. I agree. He was
I was
looked down
waiting for
upon.
Stevie to get out of this state he's in. You with us, Stevie?
Yeah.
You're back with us, brother.
I'm back.
All right. So here's the thing. Moyes was always, dare I say, disrespected or frowned upon. And even Man United fans, they were like, oh, why are we getting him? Look how good he was at Everton. Give the dude time, back the dude. Let him employ his own thoughts and mindset, ideology. But here's the thing, Moyes was always frowned upon. And yes, he had a bum result with Sunderland, and it didn't go at Sociedad. It didn't go his way. But the dude is a genius. And I would not want Moyes to leave ever. I'd literally say, here's a piece of paper, write your amount, and we'll pay you this every month for the rest of your life. Why? Because he gets the lads working together. He gets the lads gelling. He brings players which are average, and he makes them better. In his previous spell, we had Marko Arnautovic, a problem child, but he could perform on his day. He wasn't performing under Village, but Moyes came along. He got him delivering so many players. Moyes has improved, made them better. And here's back to Manchester United now. Honestly, right now, the problem is bigger than a lot. Okay, I'll paint the picture this way. Excuse me, I digress. I wear a West Ham jersey, just like you, Devin, with that coat hang. I don't know if it's a green screen or actual jerseys, but I like wearing my West Ham jerseys when I go out. I'm proud of my team, and no other reason why not to be proud right now. And a lot of Man United fans say, "Oh, when are you going to start us Declan Rice? When are you going to bring us Antonio?" And I'm like, do you really think Declan Rice is going to solve the problem at Man United right now? Yes, he's phenomenal. Yes, he's a great player. Yes, he's arguably the future of the England team. Arguably. However, the problem at Manchester United right now is deeper than a player. The whole thing needs to be turned on its head. Recruitment, deadwood,
I agree.
players, academy.
Everything.
There's so
The
much
problem
wrong with
was
the club
seeding
right
him
now.
the beginning of the season, not now. I
Exactly.
fully agree what you're saying.
And it's bigger than just a position, a holding midfielder who can run box to box and score amazing goals. It is so much wrong with the club right now. And if I was Declan Rice, and he actually texted me the other day this too, so I have it on good authority as well. But let's go beyond Declan Rice. If you're a young player in the Premier League, would you want to go to Man United right now?
No.
Look at Jaden. Look at Jaden. Look at
Exactly.
Jaden. Perfect.
I'm
example.
looking. That's a bad one. And also, look how phenomenal the season Jesse had at the tail end of last year, the last 6 months of the season from January to May. Incredible form at West Ham. He has done, he came on in the 89th minute a few times. I think he might have scored a goal, but he's not being employed, just like Jaden. He's not doing nothing. Now, there's rumors that Jesse might come back to West Ham for about 10 goals or something. I'd gladly take that. We've got that December rush. We've got Europe to look
Jesse
at.
deserves that. Jesse deserves that. He deserves a team that actually wants him. He deserves to play for a team and for a manager that actually rates and values him. So they're not getting that at United. I feel
Exactly,
Ole
100%.
has put outcasts on this team, people from the outside looking in to be starting 11 because it's the same starting 11 and it's the same subs. It's exactly the same.
That's what I wanted to mention on the Chase, is the fact that if Ole sees it's not working, why not start a different 11 and see if the result is going to be different for 1 or 2 weeks at least. You can't change the formation and play the same 11. Why?
My Ole
What
out
are you
moment.
expecting
My
more?
Ole out moment is playing the same team from Atalanta that almost got fucking murdered against Liverpool and expecting something different. That was my sackable. There I was like, fuck Ole, I'm out. There I'm done. There I was done.
Just a question, Benny, with regards to Ronaldo. What's the plan here? Because he's not getting any younger. So you're literally sacrificing other players' growth, other players' experience at a superstar. But
Just because we didn't want him to go to City.
exactly.
He
And
was
look what
never
you
part of the
sacrifice
plan.
at what cost? It's actually atrocious.
I don't think
Oh boy.
he will ever bench Ronaldo ever again after the defeat. Oh shit, something happened.
After Leicester,
Oh,
after
shit.
Leicester, you will never bench Ronaldo. After Leicester.
You
You
got
will
the
only bench
spammer.
Ronaldo ever now if United have a lead. That's the only
No,
time
but
you can bench Ronaldo.
But Benny, before Jiga jumps in, let me just say something.
It was a silent entrance. I'm worried.
If you remember the day that you guys signed Ronaldo, right? We had a podcast and we're all giving our views and all that. And on that podcast, I say to you that other than Cristiano and maybe Bruno at the time, I just don't see anybody in that squad. Like, I don't trust, I didn't trust what was happening at United. You know what I mean? And I reduced it to those two players, perhaps maybe carrying the team to a lesser degree up until maybe everybody kind of caught on. And I remember you saying that you're going to keep that. You asked David D to keep that footage for us, all right?
Yes,
to remind us,
yeah.
to remind us at the end of the season. We're not gonna see that footage, bro. The way you guys are playing. Obviously, I'm right and you're wrong. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna have that conversation.
But
Period.
James, at the end of the day, it's not even January yet. It's not even January. Our slump came. We took it and it was painful, bro.
Yeah.
Our slump came. It's not January yet. There's still everything to play for besides the Carabao Cup. Yeah, to that. Thank you, Chace.
Welcome, Jigs. How are you, my brother? Now, nice of you to drop in.
Jigs drumming in the mosque.
I just came to pop in quickly because I heard some comments. I've been watching the show in the background.
Okay.
So
what's your thought?
I decided to come share a few words just quick, in and out, because I saw there's a West Ham on there. I want to say congratulations, man. You won a high flying team. I can't argue with that. I'm gonna say our coach was stubborn on the day. I don't know if I missed out a couple of parts of the show.
Go ahead.
I would have loved to have Kanata started on the show. I mean, I'm Kanata started on against West Ham. But we took it 3-2. We took it. It wasn't an easy 3-2 though. You guys know that. Nice to see you again, Pascal. I see your chest is pumped up, Pascal. No, you're flying high.
Superman,
but the main reason why I'm really here is to get to this Guna actually. This Guna top here. Mr. David D. It's me and you next time you come to Anfield, right?
Me and you.
Come to Anfield, right? You come to Anfield.
I'm gonna exercise.
And you say you showed me. That's often you showed me how much injuries. About 6, 7.
8.
Yeah, why are you stuttering? Say something, boy. Say something, boy. Don't stutter. You got a lot to say. Don't stutter.
I don't want you. I don't want you at second strength. I want your full strength team. So I'm tired of your excuses.
You want a full strength team. You want a full strength team.
Yes.
So your chest is that pumped out now.
Yeah.
You're really gonna go there.
David, I can tell you, bro. I can tell you. Watch your words, my man. Watch your words. I told you.
No worries. You get it. That's not That's the new Arsenal.
I tell you,
United now.
I tell you, West Ham really wounded us now. West Ham wounded us. West Ham hurt us. The 3-2 was painful.
Watch your words. Watch your words.
No worries. I haven't felt more confident going to Anfield that I can come away there at least.
And I love it. No, it's lovely. It's lovely now. Bro, all I'm going to tell you is you're right. You support your team. Support your team. You're right. You support your team through thick and thin. Don't back down. Don't back down now. Remember, Upper 7.
Right, my team, please, Chiga. You come in, you make all this carpet, you're my car.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
What do you want to rate the team first? Can we rate the team?
My bad. Apologies.
Oh, sorry, we're writing United quickly. 4s.
Yeah, everybody's on tap, yo. 4s.
Yeah.
What is this for?
Rating United season, that's 4. Yo, everyone.
Mine is not really a 4. Mine is actually a 4.
I'm going with 10.
Huh?
10 out of 10. Always at the wheel.
Mine is not 4. Mine is 4.
Vocal.
Yeah, that's my ranking. Our biggest crisis to date apparently. Our biggest crisis to date. We're 5 points behind Liverpool, still top of the Champions League. Must we still play FA Cup? I'm confused.
Yeah, FA Cup only starts
in January.
January, yeah. Look, let's move along. We might as well start. I did promise Beach we were going to come back.
I'm going to put my microphone.
Chica, you came with the perfect time, my man.
Best fullback in the Prem. I want to bring something up. I did promise Beach we were going to come back to this. So there's the stats. 12 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists, 12 both. I think we can all say fair enough goal contributions, that type of thing. Any one of you can go first. It's an open panel discussion. Any one of you can go first.
Chica.
I just want to add. I want to explain why I'm saying who is the best.
Okay.
If for the England team, I would take Reece James. For the Liverpool team, I would take Trent. That answers a lot of questions because the type of football that we play, Reece James is a way better defensive right back than Trent. Any day of the week, any game, whether it's for Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, England, whoever. Defensively, I would pick Reece James over Trent because he has that over him. Whereas the goal threat that we get from Trent is what makes Trent a good centre-back for us. He fits our system.
Exactly. So, that was my point.
Who's saying... If I can't answer who's the best right-back. It's the same way, like you would say, Reece James is the best right-back in the world at the moment, but Trent is the best right-back in the world. Ronaldo was the best winger in the world. Mo Salah is the best winger at the moment. It comes down to the same thing. My thing is Reece James is on fire. And what makes it even more juicier is the fact that he came from a suspension and an injury where he lost game time, but he came back and he scored 2.
Yeah.
But it comes back to the way Chelsea is playing. So I can't say Reece James is better than Trent, and I can't say Trent is...
What do you measure a good right back by? Assists and goals.
In that team.
Consistency. Consistency.
That's why I say Trent. Because Trent has been doing this. Trent has the Guinness World Record for the most assists for a defender. But defensively, he's not the best.
Now add clean sheets in there. Add clean sheets in. Then Reece James makes it an even battle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because he's a defender.
Not a fan of comparing.
He's a defender.
I'm not a fan of this comparison shit.
That's a good debate to have. That's a good debate to have.
But David, your question is who's...
Last year it was Wan-Bissaka and Trent. Right? There was no mention of Reece James last year.
Yeah. It was common denominator.
We somehow phrase this as best right back in the world.
No. I think
in the Prem.
Yeah, what David D is asking, I think, is who would you take now, right? Like
at this moment in time, right?
Yeah,
now.
at this moment in time, because obviously, if we take it on history, obviously it's gonna be Trent, bruh. Like obviously, come on, think about it. You know what I mean? So, like, I think his question is, who would you take now out of the two?
Like,
or if there's somebody else you wanna add, you can add.
Consistency, because we're mentioning Trent again in the same breath. We didn't mention Reece James. Are we going to mention Reece James again next season? Will we? Will we mention Trent again next season?
Trent will still be there.
Trent will still be there. Trent will still be there. Trent will still be there for the next 12 to 15 years, I think. Reece James is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. He is magnificent right back.
There are people are answering all that questions we're debating about. You need witnesses. They're answering everything.
But my question to that is what? Look at it. Chelsea are top again. Chelsea are top of the log with the most clean sheets. If a team of the season comes out,
but look at David. It's between the two defenders.
It's most of it.
It's between the two defenders.
I don't even know if we can have this conversation now.
You can't use David. You can't use a team stats for individuality. You're asking between two players, right? So what's the two players' stats? You can use those two players' stats that you showed earlier, which is very, very close. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Beaster said, they put into the system. So if you're gonna use what the team was providing for them, then you're gonna use it where Chelsea's on top of the league, etc. But if you're gonna do it when it comes to visual stats, then it's gonna be between the two. You get what I'm saying?
Guys, what did you do now?
What the
It
fuck
feels
is
like
Chace
I'm-
doing there?
Look like it's
I just
like
saw the
on a
full stop.
tennis match.
I just saw the full stop.
No,
It feels like
you
I'm
saw
in a
it.
tennis match there with the backwards and forwards. Screw.
That makes you too funny. Anyways, look, let's leave it open to interpretation. Look, both players are quality at this moment, so I'm enjoying both of them.
Can I have my opinion, please,
That's a,
on the two?
no, go
Criswell
ahead.
is only there this season, Chace. Criswell is only there this season.
Nah, Chris.
You mentioned that Trent has the Guinness records, but Cresswell has the Guinness in the fridge. So you tell me what's more important.
I'll stick with blisters. Go ahead, Chace.
I wouldn't right now. I wouldn't have neither in my team. Yes, Trent can score from a free kick, which he did against West Ham. Which set piece goals is, if you have a dude in your team who can score from a set piece, that's half the battle won already. Fall over as Salah does in the box or outside the box. Have a guy to put the ball away. Easy goals. So on that hand, I'd say Trent every single day. But I've seen Reece James play, especially against that game against Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal, or Chelsea, Arsenal. Sorry.
Yeah.
And James got a few goals. I don't know why, but for some reason those Arsenal players were scared of him. I was even thinking at one stage maybe he has really, really bad body odor. Because why wouldn't anyone mark this dude? But having said that, they are both very talented. I think Trent is the better player because of his. I think Trent just edges it because of the consistency and his dead ball ability. But having Soufal at West Ham at right back, having Johnson come in as understudy for Soufal, who's keeping him at the team right now, and also having Cresswell on the left, I'm happy with my team right now. It's a lovely conversation piece, the two of them, but I'm happy with my team, and for what it's worth, I'd go with Trent.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Djokovic.
Okay, weekend preview. Early kickoff. Leicester Chelsea. Pascal, give it to me.
First upset for the weekend.
Yeah, that's a massive game, bro.
Massive.
But I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
Fair enough. Beast.
I'm going to go Leicester playing home. So I'm going to go for the Leicester win. 2-1.
Okay. Benny B.
2-1 Chelsea.
Chace.
Chelsea will take it. They're too good under 2 goal. Chelsea. I don't know what the score will be, but Chelsea will win it. I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1.
I think Chelsea's going to win 2-0. Jigs.
Pascal, is Lukaku back? Werner back?
He might play this week. Lukaku might play this weekend, yeah.
If Lukaku comes back, it's gonna be a more of a challenge. But I think Brendan Rodgers got a tactic. He's smart enough. I actually see this as to be a draw with goals both sides because Tielemans is also assisting very well, and their striker is also greedy. Vardy's there's still a problem. I'll go for a 2-2 if Lukaku is starting, because when he starts, that Chelsea's got another dynamic. There's something more comes out and Mount behind him. So I'll go for 2-2.
It was a draw last year, if I'm not mistaken, Pascal?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? It was a
I
draw
just want to
last
comment
season.
on Chase's comment where he said because they're under Tuchel, they're going to win. Tuchel was still their coach against Burnley last week also when they drew.
Yeah, but that's a once-off beast, and you know it.
Once-off, man. That's just one
But that's what we love. But that's why we love the Premier League, though.
That's a bananas.
These results in it.
Leicester beat Chelsea in the FA Cup last, no?
Yeah,
That also.
Yes.
That also. True.
with that bogus goal that was disallowed.
Next one, Watford, Man United.
United 3, Watford 1.
Oof. Is that at Vicarage Road or Old Trafford?
That
Vicarage
doesn't
Road,
matter. They lose wherever they go.
I said Vicarage.
Jigs.
United's gonna win this one. They're gonna win. You can't be winning. This is the. I'll tell you why. This is a chance for them to get back on. This is the chance they had. How many? They had 3, 4, 5 tough games, bro. I'm gonna say it's Watford. It's an opportunity for United to smash Watford so they can get somewhere else back in their team. There's no other way. And I think he's gonna see this as a winning game. All he's gonna see as a winning game. If they can't win this game, no. Then it's really No, Dennis, no. Enough is enough. When do you say enough?
I think they burn down Old Trafford if they don't sack Ollie after you lose to Watford.
I'm going to do one.
They'll have to build a new Trafford after that shit, bro.
Peace, talk to me.
I also think United needs a win to come from the shitty whatever they were going through. But Watford has also not had a bad run. They lost to Arsenal, yes, but before that they scored 5. So
Papa.
You're 3-1. So with the winner. I still see United edging it. I see it's going to be a difficult game, but I think United 3 points. So I'd say United 3-0.
Fair enough. Chace?
Give us a clean sheet.
No, you're not going to pick.
I see United winning it. Watford had a quick run of form against, I say form. They had a good result against Everton. But that was having the Tinkler come back inside. He managed to do some magic. But they weren't able to sustain it. They lost one against Southampton, then again to Arsenal. So I see United winning 2-1. 2-1 away win.
Fair enough. Master P?
I'll go 2-1 as well to United. I think Oli is going to win that game. He's going to produce another win just to keep him on the job for a little bit longer. You know how he does. And then he's going to lose another big game, embarrass himself, and then he's going to win another small game, that type of thing. So it's most the trend that goes on.
This is the convincing one. It's going to give him the 2 months. This is the convincing win.
Yeah. It's the same problem that you guys had when you had when Arsenal had Emery with Mr. Good Evening. He'd be knocking on the Sack's door. It's the same issue that Arsenal had with Emery, Mr. Good Evening.
They still have it under Arteta.
Exactly, but you are on the verge of getting the sack, and you just pull something. You pull a move out of nowhere.
That's what he does.
And that gives you some more time, and then you build up some trust or goodwill, and then the cycle repeats itself over and over and over and over and over.
That's why we're done. We're done. We're not falling for that same shit the whole time. We're done.
I've seen this movie before.
No, but I'm all out.
Yeah, my guys.
Okay, what's the next picture?
Wolves, West Ham.
Oh, 3-1 West Ham.
At Molyneux?
It doesn't. We win everywhere we go. It doesn't matter. 3-1 West Ham.
Excuse me.
It's true.
West Ham again for the win. But not going to be a big one. But I'll say a 2-0. Definitely, because they're running high off the Liverpool game. They should go and put some pressure on the top 3, top 4. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Peace.
I see us going above West Ham this week, so 1-0 draw. Molyneux.
Fair enough. Penny B? Oh yeah, you said they're winning, no?
I'm by 3-2.
Oh, nice game. Pascal?
Wang and Jimenez with the goal.
West Ham 2-0.
West Ham 2-0. Fair enough. I got 2-1. Now, let's come to the big one. But don't say too much because I want to have a preview of this game on Thursday. Liverpool, Arsenal. Peace, to start with you. I don't know why that guy at the bottom is smiling. Let's start with you.
3-0.
Wow.
Throw on my bench.
3-0.
Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah.
Fair enough. Penny B?
Okay.
4-1 Liverpool.
Sure. You guys really don't like me, nah?
Davey,
You know I love you, Davey. It's not about that.
Davey, be fair, Davey. Be fair, Davey. You know that's a big game. Like all the other big games are big game. When the big games come, the big boys turn up. And you see what happened lately when it came to Liverpool, whether it was United, whether it was Chelsea, whether it was Man City, you know what happens? We come out flying. So I'm telling you now already. You make one mistake. It's just blood, brother. It's just blood.
Really?
So I'll go for a 5. I think it is worth a 5 now. You think it's back to us. You need a 5 now. You need a 5 now. You need
2 goals against you. Brighton scored 2 goals against you. What the fuck must I fear about you? Tell me. Exactly what must I fear?
That's Anfield. I didn't say fear.
Don't make a mistake. Maybe are you better than United? Are you better than United?
Listen, David,
are you better than United?
Don't backchat. Listen, all I'm saying is If you make that
That's
mistake,
just
we
don't
turn
be,
up.
sir.
We turn up. We turn up. I'm going
We
for a big
beat
number.
West Ham.
I'm going
West
for
Ham
a
beat
4-5.
you. What the
I'm
fuck?
going a big
Are you
number.
better than West Ham?
Nothing. If Chelsea didn't go down to 10 men, they would have won you as well, man. Anyways.
Beats not one.
So what you're saying? Do you want to play 10 men? Do you want to come to Anfield with 10 men? Now come 10 men.
No, I'm going to bring you down to 10 men, man. Dice going to get sent off. Watch.
Wow.
Oh my word.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Where was I now? Chace, sorry for that, Chace. How do you see it going?
That's how you get people not to come back on your show, David. We do not
That's the
unsubscribe.
reason why they come back, believe it or not. You carry on.
I see it going. Look, traditionally, it's always been a tough fixture. Surprises as well. So I'm going to say 3-2 to Liverpool.
Yeah, fair enough. Master P?
Arsenal will score, but 3-2 Liverpool.
2-1 to Liverpool.
Fair enough. I'm going. You know what? Ban all of you, man. I'm going to go there and go win, man. I'm going to go 2-1. You saw them all saying I'm going to lose. I'll take a draw. Don't get me wrong.
Even the comments all said Arsenal lose, no? You're the only one. I think it's 1 out of 13. Yeah, 1 out of 13. So
no worry, I'll come back for them also. Even if we get the draw, look, let's all jokes aside now. All jokes aside, it's been a difficult home ground for us to go to. We've been smashed there, left, right, and center. I think over the last 4 games, Beast, if I'm not mistaken, you guys lead it on what 12 something, if I'm not mistaken. Every time a 3, no?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. It's a difficult ground to go to, but I just don't want us to go up there and go into our shell like we've done before. That's what I want. If I see a fight in the team. Sorry,
David. We see that with the United game also. That's
exactly.
What we wanted to see. It's a fight on both ends.
Yeah, but okay. You can't compare our situation at the time when we're going to Anfield at the time when they're playing you. Remember, we're on form.
Yeah.
Think about that. So, look, I know in a big game form goes out the window, but I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Arsenal win. I take a draw, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal win. I'm going to put my neck out there.
And rightfully you should, because you should always back your team. So there's nothing wrong with it. Well done.
Lovely stuff.
Yes,
lovely stuff.
Man.
You know, all I'm going to say is just don't make a mistake when it comes to Anfield. Mistakes cost us in the last game against West Ham. Mistakes cost us dearly. I don't think we want to repeat the same mistakes we made against West Ham. Because they were physical and they threw our players around when it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Antonio was a piss. We should have started Kanato to run with Antonio for all 90 minutes. I think our injuries that we have now, yes, we got injuries, but I think this is what we prepared for. Our death we prepared for. There's still Thiago, there's still Fabinho, there's still the Oxford Chamberlain. You know what I'm saying? Mane was trained today. Jota is still there. Salah is still on form. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we do have something to play for. I think that we can give you a run for your money. And you know what's going to happen when it comes to Arsenal. We love that. We love the attacking football. Play teams that attack us because that David Moyes was fucking sneaky for the whole 45 minutes. He laid back. It's like he's tiring of the players, and then they get tired of sequences and trying to break them. And second off, he came and West Ham started playing football. So all I can tell you this much: if Arteta has a game plan. He has to scratch very, very deep because David Moyes scratched very, very deep against Liverpool. So if he's got no game plan for us at Anfield, you are gonna get hurt. You are gonna get hurt. I'm telling you, gonna get hurt because I really give props to David Moyes for coming out. It was look weird at the beginning of the first time. Look weird, laying back. But it's because you play all your ideas out in that first half and then put the next second half. You got no more ideas left because you did everything already. And they capitalized on it and made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I like that physical attribute they had on Alisson because Alisson never get that physical issue and problem to lean on him on the set pieces, to push him around. So if Arsenal has something like that in their mind, and then they could obviously give us a knock. But if they come with no game plan and you're coming to Anfield, well, whoever we got left in our team is depth, we can hurt you, brother. We can hurt you.
Can I ask you a question before you? I know you can hurt me. You've always hurted me. Can I ask you a question? Which team has got the most goals from set pieces in the Premier League this season?
I don't know.
Google it and come
Arsenal?
back to me. There you
Arsenal,
go.
I don't know. Arsenal.
There you
So
go.
come for it. Yes.
I'm coming.
Remember
Don't worry.
we lost
coming
last week on set piece against West Ham. That was set piece. The corner was a set piece.
Yeah.
So it's a smart idea. It's something to capitalize on. You get what I'm saying? So come for it. I don't think we'll make the same mistake again.
You were gonna say something, Chace?
I completely forgot. Literally, this is. You guys took my cup throat, honestly.
No, but you wasn't going. Look, James,
in conclusion, I'm gonna say to Mr. P, Kurt Zuma has been a wonderful addition to the West Ham back line, and that goal, that header he scored against Liverpool. Wow, how could you?
Oh man, I celebrated that goal, bro.
How dope must you be to be defending a corner and just ignore Kurt Zuma? What's up with that?
Exactly. Now I celebrated that goal as if he scored for Chelsea, bro, because we knew we would have that gap over Liverpool. So I was happy about that. He's an agent for us, bro.
Agent Curtis. Anyways, we come to the end. Final thoughts, Beaster.
Yo, Chace, it was nice having you on. Just a bit yet came after a defeat against you guys, but it's good having you on and seeing your side of the story for West Ham, and it's good to get the input of everyone else besides of the normal, I would say, the not current, but the average top six that we normally speak about. So it's good to hear the input and so you're very invested in your club, and it's good to see and good to speak to guys like that, and to the guys in the comments, very honest tonight with their input. The score predictions, I'm taking note of it because I really feel that after the international break, you always get the surprise packages. So we're all looking forward to this weekend's game. So yeah, big ups to everyone in the comments. Enjoy the football, and Liverpool, you never walk alone.
Lovely stuff.
Cool. Just last shout out from our side before we bounce. I saw in the text, Davey, you wanted to chat about Stevie G going through to Aston Villa. My quick 5 cents on this is, now we've seen 2 players or 2 clubs in Celtic and Rangers who pretty much are going to win the SPL every single season, but they're both in Steven Gerrard and in Brendan Rodgers. They both jumped ship mid-season for the Premier League, and that just speaks volumes of the quality of competition and those two, and Gerrard and Rodgers' integrity as human beings, that they want to rather compete with the best opposed to just first and second every season. So big ups to those 2 lads there. Well done for them.
We didn't have enough time to touch on it actually, but it's actually interesting that you're mentioning that, because wouldn't you say that Rangers and Celtic are big clubs historically? Surely they're bigger than, I know Aston Villa have won a Champions League as well, but surely they're bigger than Leicester and Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yes, however,
in your domestic league.
Sorry?
Scotland can't hold a candle to the English Premier League, James.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Scotland can't hold a candle to the English Championship, our League One. They can't.
Fair enough.
And a lot of people is gunning Gerrard for what he mentioned a few months ago, where he said, am I happy? Do I look settled? Will I leave? So don't ask me silly questions. And then a few months later, he leaves.
Yeah, but look,
that time he got the offer for Newcastle, and everyone knows if you sign with Newcastle now, what comes with that because of the money. Signing for Newcastle is not the same way signing for Newcastle as a manager or a coach 2 years ago. Now it's a different ball, and they want to use you to make us win the league, not stay up anymore.
Fair enough. Where will we find final thoughts? Benny B.
Yeah, you know what my thoughts are.
I wanted to give you your fire back, man. What is it?
Just suicidal thoughts here, my God. I'm not even happy that the international break is coming, bro. The pain is not nice. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Happy birthday to Paul Scholes, though. Happy birthday to Paul Scholes, though.
Here we go.
The best fucking midfielder in the league. Happy birthday, bro.
Don't fuck up the podcast now. Don't fuck up the podcast now, Benny, please.
You know what to do. Like, you've got to slap a like on the video, share the pod. You know what to do. Master P, give me your final thoughts, my brother.
Just a final input regarding the game that you guys have at Anfield. I think if you guys go there and you don't lay down for them, you know what I mean? Like if you go for it, you have a chance of getting something out of the game. You know what I mean? I've seen the guys that have gone there and they've attacked them from the onset. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. If Arteta sets it up like that, then you guys might get away with a draw or something. But obviously, I'll stick to my prediction. Otherwise, it was good to be back. You know, it's good to have a champion on your show against somebody who actually has silverware on the panel. You know, so such as myself. You know, so yeah. Otherwise.
You count the stars.
Adding some class to the proceedings. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good to be back, and let's see what happens over the weekend.
Yeah, fair enough. Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back. Chace, final thoughts, my brother. Thank you so much for jumping on, man.
It's been wonderful to be on. Good seeing the faces again. But most importantly, I'm just delighted there's no Tottenham Hotspur fans on the chat because that's amazing. Go on, stand there.
Prem here with him.
I actually grand Prem. I grand the way he sees football.
My guy.
The same way he Chace. You guys just see it differently, and I love that because it's not the mainstream stupid idiots like most of these people are. You guys actually know football. Love it. Love it.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
It's refreshing. It is.
Carry on, Chace. Is that your final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just stoked. I'm not sharing the room with the Tottenham fans. So I'm happy. It was a great chat, and I might consider coming back again.
No, you might consider. Love for coming. Love for coming on, my brother. Really.
Oh, David D, what's the last comment? I didn't get a chance to see it.
Just check it here. Hip hop album.
He's loving like a producer, man. So on the side,
Now, but really, love for coming on. You always, I don't know, you survive the madness and you blend in like your banters on another level. So I appreciate it. I know we've been trying to put this pod together for months. And last week, obviously, the week before that, ESCOM didn't madness on us, but really appreciate you coming on, my brother. Really, much love. Chickster, talk to me. Take us home.
I'm just glad the international break is over and we're getting back to basics this weekend. So the banter continues. Are we working on your nerves, Davey, every single day, Davey, until the game starts? You know how we do. I just love teasing, the banter, the thing under your skin. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to the weekend's footy in the general, all the teams, not just the Liverpool and Arsenal, all the teams, because so far every game that's coming up is hot game. So I'm enjoying it so far. I'm just glad it's going to be back this weekend. So I'm looking forward to the weekend with some nice footy. You know what I'm saying? Might have a barbecue on top of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all.
Lovely. That's all, Ben. That's all love. No one must. Me and Jig has been going on like this all week, and it's going to continue for a very, very long time, leading up into next week until the next pod. So love for jumping on. Always coming in like the number 13 at Royal Rumble, but it's always lovely to have you on here. But thank you for you guys in the comments. You know what to do. Like, share, sub to the thing. Always, as always, you guys make the show. It's Beaster, Penny B, Master P, Chace and Chigs and DVD, and we are out. Bless.
Yes.